Hi, this is Ellen Anne Shapiro, and this is Prosperity Breakthrough video number 2, Finding Your Financial Kryptonite, Breaking Free from Limiting Money Beliefs and Habits. Money blocks are your financial kryptonite. Remember, Supergirl and Superman were totally destroyed or weakened by kryptonite. So we want to find it, neutralize it, and replace it. That first step is finding that financial kryptonite, but it's not a physical object. It's stuff that's buried deep in your subconscious mind. So that means it's hiding. It's not so easy to find. How do we do that? We can't find it with our conscious mind. We have to access the subconscious mind. And here's 3 ways. One is something called access kinesiology, working directly with the nervous system to get information in the subconscious, something that I use with clients a lot and also teach. Reverse engineering, which I showed you in video 1, where you start with an outcome, a result, could be like a problem, and you work backwards to see what's underneath it. And the laser question technique, which is simple but powerful, and I'm going to show you that one right now. But first, just an invitation to not see this as just watching more information to gather on your hard drive or like watching something on the screen like Netflix. I want to invite you to actively participate because we're actually going to shift energy right here in this presentation. And it will take a lot less time than it takes to watch a movie or a show. And you can chip away at that kryptonite that's blocking your superpowers. So get your pen and paper and let's do this. You will also have access to the information in the handout. Okay, let's get prepared. So first we're going to move into relaxation. And then we're going to get our Sherlock Holmes hat on, get ready for our search mission. A heads up that looking at money stuff can be uncomfortable. But remember, you can't change what you won't look at. So congratulations for having the courage to do this. And this is also where the support and compassion of someone else helping you can be useful. But just know that if you're a little bit uncomfortable, you're on the right track. And my silly Surgeon General's warning, but it is true. This search and neutralize mission may be hazardous to your money issues and patterns of under-earning. So let's go back up to the first step that's in the green. And let's just shake out, just shake your hands. You can just gently shake your head and your shoulders, shake your feet out. If you come up to standing, you can just shake your spine out, just gently. Think of a puppy shaking off water. This is a great way to quickly release tension. If you'd like, take a few minutes to do a progressive relaxation here. So you may have done this in a yoga class. You start by tensing your feet, relaxing them. Tense up your calf muscles and relax. Tense your knees and your thighs and relax them. And keep moving up your body. And finally, tensing your face, scrunch it all up, let it go. Stretch your jaw out. Let's move on here. So we're going to enter the zone, and that means accessing your subconscious mind. So this is something that a hypnotherapist will actually put you in a trance a hypnotic trance. We're not going to do that, but we're going to induce or connect to the subconscious mind with our intention. Once we're in the relaxed subconscious mind, I'm going to ask you these laser questions, and you're just going to write the first things that come into your mind without editing or judging. Okay, so imagine that you could plug yourself into your subconscious mind, like you're plugging a power cord into the wall. Just use that image, plugging in. Now let's take 7 deep breaths in and out through the nose. And as you do that, I'm going to use some imagery of diving down into the ocean bottom. So we're sinking into our subconscious. Breathing in and out through the nose, deep breaths as you begin to dive down deep, deeper, diving deeper down until you reach the ocean bottom. Relax again as you sink down to the very bottom of the ocean. Notice where you are with a sense of curiosity. You want to keep breathing and stay relaxed, being gentle and easy with yourself. If any fearful, critical, or shaming thoughts come up as we do this exercise, just acknowledge them. You don't have to engage with them right now. Just gently set them aside. And don't worry, they'll be there, and you can pick them up again later, like a well-worn security blanket. All right, our first set of questions. Again, don't think, don't edit, just write. Keep your hand moving across the paper. And I'm going to give you some prompts, but you can just start writing and just write whatever comes. So when you think about someone who's more successful and wealthier, your first thought is what? Could be someone you know or someone famous that you don't know. What are your next thoughts or feelings? Keep writing. And notice if there are any thoughts or feelings specifically about yourself. Make sure to write those down. And anything else that comes up. Remember, you can always pause the video to take more time. And sometimes you might want to come back and revisit these questions again at another time, and you may get some other information. Second set of questions. Again, don't think too much, don't edit, just keep your hand moving. So name a person who's been a major influence on how you feel about money or how you act around money. Just put that name down. And then name another person, or it could be another kind of influence, an experience that you had, or if you feel like you're very influenced by images that you see on the screen or a book you read. And as you think about how you handle money and how you relate to money and how you feel about it, are you copying either of these major influences? Or are you rebelling against them and doing the opposite? So I noticed that my parents had very extreme differences. One was a spender, one was a real hoarder, and I would tend to go back and forth between the two. So thinking about how these influences affected you. And then from being around those people or those influences, what were some of the beliefs that you picked up? What did you start to believe? Just right. Okay, you may need quite a bit more time on this, and that's fine. But I'm going to go on here, so you can pause the video and keep working. So it's important to be in a calm place so you can begin to see and start to transform your limiting beliefs and stories about money. So just from this simple exercise, I'm sure you're beginning to see your conditioning, that automatic programming that runs your relationship with money and how you spend, save, manage, track, and invest your money. And again, it might seem simple, it might not seem like much, but actually simply identifying the negative beliefs creates an instant shift. It's not the whole story, but it's the beginning. And this is called the observer effect in quantum physics. They've done research and found that things change simply by being seen. So in the area of money, just tracking your money actually helps people become more conscious and usually improves their financial situation simply by watching the money. The thing is that these money blocks can be pretty tangled up and gnarly, and there can be layers to them. And again, some of it is in the subconscious, some of it is even things you wouldn't ever think of, like ancestral patterns, for example, that come from not your parents, but your family lineage. So identifying the kryptonite, which we've just done, is powerful, but how do you rewire the brain pathways to create a permanent shift? So let's stop for a minute and celebrate that we found at least a few big chunks of the kryptonite. And we have this big old check mark. So take your hand and move it in like making a giant check mark in the air. And every time we do that or we look at a check mark, it actually boosts our endorphins. So it makes us feel better. So this is acknowledging that we did something challenging. And just notice if you're feeling triggered or upset, you need to get back to a calmer place before we do anything else. So just notice your breath. Are you holding it, breathing more shallowly or faster? Are your muscles tight, shoulders hunched? Are your palms a little sweaty? Is there a little headache coming on or feeling sleepy? And might you feel a little frozen or scared, stiff in your body, wanting to run away or to argue? These are all signs that our reptilian brain, what some people would call our trauma reaction, has been a bit triggered. If so, take 12 deep breaths in and out through your nose and stroke your cheek or hand slowly, telling yourself it's okay. And if you're not triggered, great. If you are, here's what you can do. Try not to judge yourself. And it does get easier, I promise. All right. So we found ourselves some kryptonite. How do we neutralize it so it no longer has power over us? So one way is working with the conscious mind, taking intentional action. This is what you'll find a lot of in prosperity books and self-help books and things that coaches will teach you. A lot of this could be like affirmations and visualizations or vision boards. That's all great, and I teach that too. But remember, a lot of this is subconscious and can't be changed through the conscious mind. So as Einstein said, you can't change a problem with the consciousness that created it. We have to neutralize this stuff at an energetic or emotional level. So when I work with clients in a coaching program or VIP day, I share a wide range of these neutralizing techniques. Way too many to share with you now, but let me show you one method you can use yourself in the next slide. It's kind of an interesting one, I think. All right, so go back to what you just wrote down, your core limiting beliefs, negative beliefs about someone that is wealthy or the other things that you wrote down. And we're going to use something called the Buddha image technique. So if you relate it to the idea of the Buddha, you don't have to be a Buddhist, but you can just picture the Buddha. You can use that image. If you don't want to do that, you can do option 2, which is just working with yourself and an image for yourself. But whatever limiting belief we identified for you about money or about people who have money, pick one and imagine seeing it now like a dart or an arrow. And it's that dart is piercing the heart of the Buddha. Or you're seeing it like a dart or an arrow that is piercing your own heart. If you're working with yourself, just notice how you feel with this dart in you. Then, either using the image of the Buddha or yourself, see or imagine the Buddha or you growing larger and larger until that dart looks like a tiny splinter and any pain is reduced to a pinprick. You can also shrink the dart. So these are suggestions. Your own visual imagination may do something a little different with this. Take a minute to see this. And if you're not that visual, just imagine it, feel it in your body. And then see yourself plucking that dart out and throwing it away, or maybe you turn it into a superpower light of white or gold, or in some way it changes shape or form. Let your imagination do that for you. Just check in. How does that feel? All right, so we neutralized the kryptonite. Now we're going to replace the limiting belief with a new positive one. So when you're gardening and you take out all the weeds, you want to plant something that you want, or the weeds will grow back. So let's replace the old unwanted belief with a new one. Something that makes you feel more optimistic, helps you feel better about yourself, and maybe empowers you to take action. And then write that down. Let's embody that using this Supergirl power stance. So stand up tall with your hands on your hips. Your shoulders are back, your chest is open. This is an open and powerful posture, and this is known as a power stance. and it's recommended that you stay in this for 2 minutes. We won't do that right now. And there's some very interesting information research about this posture, and you can find more information through Ann Cuddy, who has a TED Talk on this power posture. So just check in. How do you feel now? So I hope this was like pressing the easy button for you, and that felt easy for you, and it could have felt challenging. It's all good. But congratulations. You have found and eradicated a chunk of that kryptonite. Good work. Very good, yay. So what's next? The next video is help for money ostriches. That's somebody who sticks their head in the sand and avoids looking at their numbers or their money. Or there's just one area that they really won't focus on. Maybe it's their business or their taxes. And I'll be talking about how to heal. There's a lot of shame and perfectionism. We can have patterns of procrastination, and we can have a lot of fears about, I can't do math. There are a few people that have genuine learning disabilities around math, but many of us just had poor instruction, or just women actually takes longer for them to catch up with math skills. So we want to get rid of that stuff. It's just holding us back. And in the fourth video, I'll be talking to you about the reason why it's really important to get crystal clear on where you are, what's stopping you, and how you can break through all that so you can finally take your money, business, and life to the next level. That's what the fourth video will be about. So, just a note that while you're watching these videos, at any point, you don't have to wait till video 4. You can get your custom roadmap, a financial freedom roadmap that's for anyone, and that's really about your money stuff, or a revenue breakthrough roadmap, which is focused, it's for business owners. It will take about 45 minutes, and it can really change your life. So are you willing to do that for yourself? To get your risk-free roadmap from me, and it's custom, it's just for you. Here's the link to book that with me. So thanks for watching this video. I really hope you're feeling some shifts and getting curious about what else is possible for you. So see you in the next video.